Yesterday, as I was walking down the street, I just came out of my house and I had a fear. I got a fear on me because I am explicating very deep and hidden things, and some very deep occurrences are happening to me. And I'm scared that I'm revealing these things, and something, actually I have a fear that something is going to happen to me. It's not so much a fear as it is an intuition. And so what did I do? I feel that I need to be protected. Walking down the street from accidents, from cars, from people, from evil eyes, from bicycles. I don't know what's going to happen to me, including falling things or potholes from underneath. So what do I need? I need a protection. And then I thought, when you say the bedtime Shema, how you evoke the angels. And then, I remembered what I did last year about my energetic protection agency for people. And then I said to myself, I need guards. I should be walking down the street with guards, to keep me away from accidents, like heads of state have, security forces, security guards. And then I realized I have guards if I invoke them. They're probably there anyway, even if I don't invoke them, but let me recognize that they're there. And that I'm walking in a square, in the middle of a square, actually in the middle of a cube. But we'll talk about the square that I felt yesterday. And this square was that I had Michael to my right, and at the side of my right side. I had Gabriel on the side of my left side, protecting me. I had Oriel in front of me, and Raphael in the back of me. As I'm walking down the street, I'm walking within this square, this four-sided square, and I'm in the middle, and these angels are protecting me. Remember that these angels are not like, they're the manifestation of forces. We call these names Michael and Gabriel. It's not angels themselves, they're forces from God. That we label this to be able to, sensate it. And so Michael on my right, Gabriel on my left, Oriel in front and Raphael in back, as I'm walking down the street, accompanying me. The Shekinah is resting over my head. And theoretically, that's what the yarmulke, in a certain sense, is as a keta of Malkus. On the top of my keta, see? But I have my keta Malkus. Keta Malkus is a beautiful gematria of 1,116, which happens to be the name of my brother Shimon, as I still stand here and look at his birthday yahrzeit candle that I put up late, just still here. Let me show that. Still here, bringing me this. And so I'm walking down the street protected, and all of a sudden I felt protected. And the Shekinah on top what they call Shekinah El, but Shekinah on top, protecting me as I walk. And the angel that I call on the bottom, on the street, is Aretziel. This is my own name for this angel, this Aretziel, on the ground. But for purposes that I discovered yesterday, I'm walking, I wasn't familiar, I didn't sensate the Shekinah. I didn't sensate the Aretziel. I sensated the four angels to my right, left, front, and back as I'm walking down the street. And this fear I actually had a fear that something was going to happen to me. And then this morning, I was going to do this outside this video, but obviously I was supposed to do it here with my brother's candle. Let's see. That candle's going to go out very shortly. I found a way to make it last. Follow the instructions to cut the wick to 1/4 of an inch. Before I used to leave the wicks too long. And the real secret is to how to transfer from the fear of God, the Yirat Hashem, to the love of God, the Ahavah Hashem. How do you transfer from fear of God to love of God? Is there a transition point? Well, that transition point is what one would call die before you die. It's what you call the first death. Remember, everything happens in two. Purim happens in two. There's even Pesach Sheni. There's 2 days of Rosh Hashanah. Everything happens in two. There's twins, there's brothers. It even takes two to tango. Takes two to tango, two to mambo, two to really get the feeling of romance. It takes two to tango. That's right. And that's what you have Abba and Ima for. That's what you have Yud and Hey for. And that's why down here, the Vav and the Hey are not the same as the Yud and the Hey. And this idea of the transition from fear to love requires a death, the death of the ego. Because when the death of the ego occurs, then you have nothing to fear. You're already dead. And then you love God, Ahava. So from fear, this is the whole idea of the samurai warrior. The samurai warrior can come into a room and slash away, and there's 6 people there, and he can, because everybody's fearful. And so when you're fearful, you're tight. But when you love, you're open. You see? And you're already dead. Because you don't exist when you love. Theoretically, only the other person exists. When you love, only the other exists. And the other's desire. Because you have no desire. Because you're dead. So there's nothing to fear but fear itself, When you transmute, when you transition into love, you're dead. The Ani is dead. The Anoki is alive. It's Ka'ani. You're alive. And that's the, you can only be alive after you've had your die before you die syndrome. And in that period between the die before you die and the actual death, that's when you live. And that moment is an eternity. So when the samurai comes into the room, he slashes away, and you're fearful they're going to be killed because you're not slashing back. You're fearful for your life. And that's the whole idea. Well, that's what they say in the samurai Bible, the Haggakur, when it says the samurai is already dead. And as I've said, they bring it down in Islam more to die before you die, but it's a Jewish thing. And it's a transitional thing, you see. Of once you give up yourself from the ani into the ayin, when you become nothing. This is a very big point in my whole point. See, I don't exist, only my love exists. Great Sufism. Only you exist. And, you know, I have a song based on that. Not all Sufism is based on that. You know, that the Sufi came into, not the Sufi, but the lover came in and knocked on the door, and the beloved answers, who is it? And the Sufi, Stephen said, oh, it's Stephen. Well, the door didn't open. And then a year later, the lover comes back, knocks on the door, and the beloved answers once more and asks, who is it? And the lover says, it is you. The door opens. Why? Because Stephen no longer exists. Only you exist. And that's the change from fear to love.